up and sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator on hand so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or a stock you want to go over together, leave it in the comment section below and we can do that together live. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Cool, let's check out our open positions. XBI, we had a January expiration position roll to February, so there was no credit received straight across zero. All we did was just buy us some more time. We'll go over that one in a second. T-bill auction tomorrow morning. I'm participating in that, so ignore that. Morgan Stanley, we opened our short put, got filled yesterday, right? 34.70. 68. Opened it at 68 or so, or 69. So a little bit under right now, down $14. Don't worry about that. I think Morgan Stanley got 2 downgrades today. That's why. SPY trying to roll this one, buy us more time. Same thing at 0. So just trying to buy more time. If not, expiration is on Friday, so this whole thing's underwater. $500, but we'll keep the credit if need be. We'll go over that on Friday, okay? Delta, trying to get to 16. Short put, not a spread. Green today, so only down, $11. No worries on that one. Shopify, trying to get to 27. Right now, 36. XLV, trying to get to 14. Right now, it's 17. This may fill during the show. And XHB, trying to get to 25. We got plenty of time. No worries on these, okay? Let's check out XBI first really quick. Just to update on this one. The position hasn't closed. All we did was roll. So back sometime in December, I think it was, we sold the 85 and bought the 90 for January expiration, which is on Friday. Whole spread was underwater past the 90. So right now we're at 88.15. And the odds of it getting below 85 in the next 48 hours or so, I don't know. It's possible, for sure. It's possible, but I don't want to take that risk. So we could take a mini loss on Friday, or we can buy more time for $0. So all I did was get more time by rolling for 0. And so now we have February expiration on this one. XBI, we will set a buy to close order here now at 27 cents. That was the original, so 0.27. We'll set the duration as good till canceled. Debit. Preview the ticket. Buy 1 XBI call to close for February and sell 1 XBI 90 call to close. Debit of 27. We'll go ahead and send that out. Good till canceled. Sorry, moving fast today. So this will hang out here for the next whatever it may be till it gets closed, or if we need to roll it again, we could always roll again. All right. New positions. First up today will be Save Spirit Airlines, SAVE. Think later in the day, the JetBlue Spirit Airlines deal was called off, so that hurt Spirit a lot. Down again today, another 23%. Let's look at the monthly. So, or the weekly chart. See if there's any support anywhere. No. So in that case, the chart doesn't help us. A lot of volatility in this one. Earnings are the 5th, so we're a little less than a month away. That's not ideal. And this company's going for bankruptcy at this point. So if you want to sell puts, make sure it's a put spread. Look at the 5, $86 for selling the 5, risking $500 to get $86. That's interesting, but it's very close. You'd have to sell the 2.5. You get $15 for it. You're risking $250 for 15. Call side. The call side actually looks interesting. If you sold the 10 and bought the 12.5, what's the math on that one? 41 minus 21 divided by 2 divided by 250. Only 4%. Pass on this one. Close, but no cigar. Next, AMD. No news specifically on AMD. Just, I think it's near the all-time high. I think it was up 8% or something like that yesterday. Let's go back to the daily chart. Big day yesterday, coming down a little bit. Near the all-time high. All-time high is 164.5 or so. Earnings on the 30th. So we're 2 weeks out for that one. Too close to earnings. We'll follow up after earnings. If there's a big gap up after earnings towards an all-time high, we can sell a call spread then. Next, Schwab, SCHW. Earnings this morning. Down 4% or so. Here's our chart. Looks just like the KRE. So we support from back here in September of 2023. We also have a good amount of support back here from November of last year, plus the 200-day moving average. So I wouldn't mind selling a put here or put spread. Could fall a little bit more. So I move past 57 on the put side. If you sold the 55 and bought the 50, what do you get? This is for March expiration now, okay? 61 minus 24 divided by 2 divided by 500. Only 3.7% there. Not that great. Where's 55 on the chart? 55's down here. Why don't we wait a day and see if there are any downgrades or anything tomorrow? It brings us down some more. We'll put this up on the follow-up later this week list, okay? Next, USB. Same thing, post-earnings. Not much happening here. Support right around $40.50. Put side, you'd have to sell the 35. You just don't really get paid for it. And the 37.5 is a little too close. Call side, skip. Okay, next. Digital World, DWAC, up 12% today. What a mess. Well, definitely resistance at 29. Perhaps some more at 27 or 25 right now. Earnings are, doesn't even say. Okay. Call side. Liquidity is really bad here. You'd have to sell the 40, and the spread is 124, 247. And you'd have to buy the 45. Close again, but no cigar. Good volatility in this one. Next, DEO. This is alcohol. I think they got an upgrade, downgrade, probably downgrade. But earnings are on the 30th. There's a downgrade from somebody today on this one. We'll wait till after earnings, see what's up. Moving on. CrowdStrike, CRWD. Oops. down 4.5% today. We got a downgrade at West Park. Downgrade to hold. Okay, earnings are in March, so that's nice. This makes sense. We still may be able to piggyback on this one. It's not going to catch support until 261, so we may be able to still jump on selling the call side and ride the wave down. It's had this big move up. Call side for March. If you sold 320 and bought 330, yeah, 485 minus 345 divided by 2 divided by 1,000, 7% right on the nose. Liquidity's okay. It's a $274 stock. So the higher you go, the less liquid it gets. This one's interesting. Selling the 320, where's that? 320 is right about here. For March expiration, that seems fair. We'll make a note of this one. Will come back at the end of the show, maybe, if there's nothing better. Next, GFS. Okay. Earnings are February 13th, about a month away. Semiconductor. There's no March expiration, so we're going to skip this one. That was easy. Let's take a look at Rivian next. I believe we have a downgraded Rivian today from, drumroll please, Deutsche Bank. Cut to hold. Earnings on the 21st. We got a month to figure it out. Actually, the put side does look interesting here. Got some volatility. Let's take a look at the chart. We've traded Rivian before. I think back in August, maybe it was. I think we sold the put side back in August. Can't remember. But the put side again, big gap down and big move down. So you have an ascending trend line from here, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. So here would make sense to have a lower low around 16.5 or something. You can make the argument there, and I'd believe you. Put side for Rivian, March. If you sold 12.5 and bought 10, 12.5 is a little close, but it's not bad. 34 minus 10 divided by 2 divided by 250, 4.8%. And I don't feel comfortable selling the 12.5 right out. 12.5 is already down here. This seems very fairly priced. I don't know if there's any deal to be made here. Maybe if the drop continues, then we can go ahead and do something. Let's look at Tesla as well. I know Tesla's had a bad start to the year. Earnings are January 24th. So we have earnings next week for Tesla. This is not something I'd want to open a position on before earnings. So after earnings, if there's a big move, more so that's priced into the options market, we'll go ahead and open a position after earnings, okay? Any news today? Nothing. All right, well, we'll watch out for earnings and see what happens afterwards, okay? Next up, Netflix and FLX. Earnings are the 23rd, so same thing next week. We had some calls today. What do we got? Maintain overweight at KeyBank. Anybody else? Raises stock rating. I don't know. It's just maintain it overweight. Down marginally. So not much movement on the news. But again, we have earnings coming up, so we're going to hold on tight till after earnings. Good channel. Good ascending channel here. If I had to put money on it, downward movement after earnings. Let's see if there's any skew. $360 on the put side. A little bit of call skew, but not much. Okay, we'll follow up after earnings. Next, let's look at USO and XOP. Oil's down, or was down today. Maybe it's already rallied back. It's already rallied back. Ascending trend line here. We sold puts back, I can't remember. It was either January, December. Sold puts, made our money, got out. Maybe sell puts. Look, if it breaks below the low here of 63.80, we'll sell puts again. We may be a little early on it. XOP. XOP's breaking down here. Trying to rally back. If XOP can get down to like 124, sell puts on at 124 on XOP. Volatility is not as high as I thought. We need to have a bigger move down. Let's look at Coinbase. COIN. Waiting to get to 114. It's not there yet. Earnings are on the 20th. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Hit the all-time high yesterday again. Earnings on the 21st. Got a little more than a month ago. Volatility is very subdued here, so even though it's near an all-time high, we don't have volatility in the options market. Call side, if you sold 645, man, no, sell 650. And buy 660. $952 minus 807 divided by 2 divided by 1,000 is 7.25%. $650 is up here. Interesting. We'll hold on this one. Not enough volatility. We won't get paid for it. Let's look at Unity. Unity tried to open a position yesterday on the put side. Didn't get filled. Maybe thank goodness because it's down again 5%. I thought we'd catch a bounce here at the support from back in December and the 200-day. Didn't get it. So that next round of support is at... We're still in a possibility of getting support here. If not, next round is around 30 and change. Or maybe even 31. There's a lot of opportunities for support coming up here. Earnings are the 26th, so over a month. Hmm. 25. As long as we move past 25. Put side, you'd have to sell. Jeez Louise, you have to go all the way out to the 25. But you can't buy the 20. You could sell the... This one's tough because if you sold 26 and bought 25, $100 spread, is it even worth it? 86 minus 67 divided by 2 divided by 100, that's a 9% return. What do you get, $9? It's not worth it. You'd have to... The 20 is too illiquid. There's no bid on it. And you can't sell the 27. You're too close. If you sold 27 and bought 25, 110 minus 67 divided by 2 divided by 200, that's a 10.7% return. It's awfully close, that's why. 27 on the chart. 27's right here. It's tempting. If we look at February, if you sold 27 and bought 25, that's doable, but you don't get paid for that one either. 37 minus 16 divided by 2 divided by 200, 5.2% there. This one's just in a wonko spot at this point. We'll follow up again, see if there's more downside. We'll go back to March and try to trade March. We need more strikes. Okay, let's go to our IV rank scanner and we'll sort by volume. With the VIX up, we should have some more opportunities here. The SPY has 39% IV rank for the 30-day IV rank. Let's look at that. So here's the chart of the SPY. I'd still sell the call side. I don't know if I'd sell the put side here. If you sold 496 and bought 501, it's 183 minus 110 divided by 2 divided by 500, 7.3 if you sold that call spread. Put side. Definitely some put skew here. But you're taking the risk to the downside. 300. If you sold the 447 and bought the 442, 302 minus 250 divided by 2 divided by 500, 5.2%. So call spread will pay you more. If you want to sell just put straight out, you could. Gotta have a lot of money to do it though. Stick to the spreads, okay? Next, Tesla. We already looked at Tesla. The IWM. Let's check it out. We've traded the IWM a couple times over the past couple months. It's got some good volatility here. Relative, that is. I'm going to do some quick math really quick. Give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 205 minus 161 and find out where the midpoint is here between this move, the 50% retracement, okay? So give me a second. 205, this is just a rough estimate. 205 minus 160, we'll do 162 divided by 2. That's 21, 5, 205 minus 21, that's 184. So the 50% retracement is around 184, and that's a very rough estimate. So We could get a bounce around 184 as well, just because of the 50% retracement. We'll have some good footing. Mark this one second. So IWM 184-ish. Not there yet. We'll follow up tomorrow. If there's more sell-off in the IWM, we'll maybe open up a put spread at it gets around 184 here. I think we still have some more downside, okay? Moving on. AMD, we already looked at. Apple has earnings on the 1st. Emerging market ETF. Take a look. Oh boy. On the put side for March, look at that. Sell 35. A lot of volume at the 35 today. Where's 35 at on the chart? 35 is way down here. Seems fair. That's a lot of volume for that strike. That's interesting. A lot of open interest down here. Between the 30 and the 35. Everywhere, actually. On the call side, you want to sell the 45. Don't sell the call side. You'd want to sell the put side here. You'd want to sell the 35. Interesting. I wonder who this is. All right, moving on. Maybe we'll sell one. We'll mark this, come back later. EEM. Interesting. Okay, next. JetBlue. That's in sympathy with the Spirit Airlines dealing falling through. Microsoft earnings on the 30th. Spirit Airlines we already looked at. Boeing, those knuckleheads. Wait till after earnings. Man, I wish we were able to roll from December to January. Would have made our money. Amazon probably has earnings. Let's check it out. Earnings are on February 1st, about 2 weeks out. We'll hang on tight here. Meta has earnings on the 1st. Hang tight. Disney has earnings on the 7th. I know they had some finalizations of their board members today. Large cap China FXI. Traded that one before. I'm going to pass on it. Marathon Digital. Google PayPal has earnings on the 7th. The GDX. Let's check out gold. We haven't looked at gold in a while. GLD. Interesting. This looks like it's selling off again. I thought we'd get to an all-time high. Although we have... I don't know, maybe not. We'll see what happens at the 200-day. SoFi, AMC, Palantir has earnings. Coinbase, we already looked at Coinbase. Netflix, we already checked out. At this point now we're trying to navigate around earnings that are coming up. So earnings on Google and Intel, Zoom, or Zoom Info. XBI, we just rolled that this morning. So still heightened volatility there. Uber, let's take a look at Uber, see what earnings are. February 14th. Instacart rallies amid analyst talks that Uber might be interested in a merger. Let's take a look at Maple Bear. Up 5% because of it. How did I miss that one this morning? Earnings are March 6th. Not a lot of volatility though. We got 0 IV rank. Here's our chart. I don't know if this is worth even looking at. Want to sell the call side. Make it a spread for sure. No volume. We'll move on. Too illiquid, okay? Ford, Pfizer has earnings. JD is a China thing. Let's take a look at Alibaba. I think they were down today, 5% or so, in the 60s now. Oh, never mind. Maybe they rallied back. Yep, rallied back a bit. Interested in selling puts around 65 or so. Getting close. What a mess. Earnings are February 22nd, so we got a little bit more than a month. Volatility is creeping up a bit here. So that's good for selling the put side. You'd have to sell the 55 today and buy the 50. 44 minus 22. 44 minus 22 divided by 2 divided by 500, 2.2. Not worth it. It's too far out, that's why. The 55 strike's too far out. Next. Square on the 22nd. Down 3% today. No. Hanging out in no man's land here. Could catch a bounce around 60 or so. Unusual options activity. No, this is back in December. Don't worry about that. Earnings in the 22nd, so a month away. If you sold the 50 and bought the 45, 90 minus 45 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.5%. Skip. ExxonMobil has earnings on the 2nd. A construction ETF. I don't know this one. ITB. Let's take a look. Some volatility here, yeah. Here's our chart. We are short the home builder ETF. Overall construction, holy smokes. Let's take a look. On the call side, selling the call side. Wow, this is overextended. There is no March expiration. What the hell? I guess we can look at February. Call side. If you sold, there's no volume here. You'd want to sell 106 and buy 110, but there's no volume. Skip. Shopify, we have our position open. What do we have on Shopify? It's down 3% today. We have a short call spread, so trying to get to 27. Oh. Even though it looks like, even though it's down 3% today, it doesn't look like that much. We sold the 95 and bought the 100. Good. And that's for February expiration. All right, moving on. XLE. It's an energy sector ETF. I've traded this one before. It's not very volatile. Ivy's okay. I don't know where. You have a triple, maybe quadruple top here around 94. And then the ascending trend line here that would suggest movement to the upside. Put side for March. If you sold 73 and bought 69, that's a $400 spread. 76 minus 38 divided by 2 divided by 400, 4.7% there. Or just sell the 73 straight out. Or 73. 73 is right here. Hold on this one. Wait for volatility to tick up just a little bit more. Okay, cool. Moving on. Next. SMCI. Nope. DraftKings. I traded that one before. They might have earnings coming up, though. Earnings are February 15th, so we've got almost a month. A little less than a month. No news today. Here's our chart. Catching a good bounce here. Caught support from back here in September. Possibly on its way back up. Let's look at the put side on this. For March expiration, if you sold 27 and bought 23, 54 minus 19 divided by 2 divided by 400, 4.3%. If you just sold a put straight out, you sell the 27. Where's that on the chart? Someone's right about here. For March expiration, that that doesn't seem worth it. I'd rather wait for more of a move down to around the 200-day moving average and then sell the put side. So I wouldn't sell the put side yet here. You could make a case for this downward trend line on the call side and hitting resistance back here at the 35. Hit that today and could continue to move down there. So what does the call side look like? You'd have to sell 43 and buy 46. So that's a $300 spread there. 75 minus 43 divided by 2 divided by 300. 5.3% there. That's not bad. Not great. Taiwan Semi. Earnings tomorrow. That'll be fun. Probably get some good ping action there on all the semiconductors then. American Airlines on the 25th. Spotify on the 6th. Upstart. Schlumberger has earnings on the 19th before the open. CCJ has earnings on the 8th. Maybe get in and out in time. Let's check a look. Now that the VIX is up and we're getting through some of these earnings, we're having a lot more opportunities here, so these lists are longer. CCJ earnings confirmed on the 8th. Good volatility here. Got some support here at 46.60. Put side for March if you sold at 39. Straight out. I like this one. I don't know if I would do the spread. Just sell the put straight out. 39 is way down here. But remember that Earnings are in February, and we're looking at March expiration. So we have earnings for this expiration here. Hang on tight for this one too. As much as I love this one and selling the put side, we'll hang on tight. Snapchat on the 6th. Oxy. Someone mentioned Oxy a week or so ago. Let's take a look. Has earnings on the 14th. We're getting close. We have for February expiration some heightened volatility because of earnings. On the 14th, no news specifically. I think if you were back on one of these days here in December, talked about selling the put side, they would have made their money. But the fact that it had to move up to the 200-day and came back down, didn't break above it, suggests that there's more downside for Oxy. And that's where the risk was. Volatility's okay too. It's still stuck in this long channel that goes back all the way to March of 2022. So we got to wait to have some movement outside this range, whether to the upside or the downside. I don't care, frankly. Just we need some movement outside of this channel to increase volatility and make these option prices more expensive before we sell anything, okay? Freeport has earnings on the 24th. I like that one. Affirm. Let's check it out. Support for back goes back here to August of 2022. If it doesn't catch support here, it has to fall all the way to 31. So this one's too hard. And earnings are on the 7th. Let's skip this one. Baidu, in sympathy with the rest of the Chinese stocks. TNA. Delta. Hey look, Delta's up today. We sold puts on Delta after earnings. It still has some volatility here, so let's take a look. DAL. Maybe leveling out here. So we sold puts, just one contract here on the 12th. Fell again yesterday. Seems to be getting some support from back here at the 37. Good support here and here, so maybe to get a mini bounce. Maybe. If not, the next support isn't until down here at 35. You could still get in on the put side. Perhaps for March expiration. I have February expiration, so March expiration, if you sold the 33, $47 divided by 2, that's 23. I'm trying to get 16, but I'm February, that's why. It's all fair. 33 on the chart is down here. That seems fairly priced. I'm not opposed to this one either. I like my position. And what's great about this is it's a very liquid, the bid-ask spread is 2 cents. So if I get into trouble, I can always roll this down and out for more time if I have to. There you go, Delta, next. Morgan Stanley has no more volatility. That's good, despite the downgrades. Devon Energy, nope. One more page, and I think we'll call it. We'll go back and look at the emerging market ETF. IBM, earnings on the 24th. End phase, we'll pass on. Roku. Let's take a look at Roku. We've been in and out of that one for the past couple months. Earnings for Roku are the 14th, getting close. So if you remember last time, we sold a call spread here. We sold the 95, bought the 100, went up against us. We had to roll it from December to January, and it got filled somewhere back here. Now we'd be looking at the put side. Again, where's the 50% retracement here? If we take 108 minus 55. 1 second. 108 minus 55 divided by 2. That's 26. 108 minus 26. That's 82. That's where we're at right now. So we're getting close to the 50% retracement. So it could catch a bounce here. Put side for March expiration, you'd have to sell the 60 and buy the 55. This is really expensive. 117 minus 68 divided by 2 divided by 500. You get 5% there. If you sold the put straight out, you get $117 for a $60 stock or $60 strike. Where is 60 on the chart? 60 is down here. That seems fair. Just remember you were also holding through earnings. So you get paid to take all these risks. You're getting paid to take the time risk. You're getting paid to hold through earnings. That's why it's so expensive. But when it comes to being cheap or expensive, this $60 strike is expensive. That's why you want to sell it. Call side, we sold 105. This is expensive too. Jesus. If you sold 105 and bought 115, 244 minus 136 divided by 2 divided by 1,000, that's 4.5%. If you did just the $500 spread, selling 105 and buying 110, 245 minus 182 divided by 2 divided by 500, 6.3% there. That's not bad. Good liquidity here as well. 10-cent spread for the entire call spread. There you go. Next, anything else? Bristol Myers, earnings on the 2nd. AT&T, garbage. AstraZeneca, we looked at yesterday. Earnings on the 8th. Palo Alto, we looked at yesterday as well. Earnings. Chevron has earnings. Verizon has earnings. Look at all these earnings over here. Oh boy. Lilly has earnings. United has earnings on the 22nd. So next week will be a good week for earnings. Moderna, we tried to sell the call side. Nothing ever got filled. DocuSign, no. Caterpillar? Caterpillar must have earnings. Let's take a look. On the 30th. So we'll skip Caterpillar. Let's go back to that emerging market ETF. That was curious. The one put. Don't have to worry about earnings on this. What strike was it? The 35? A lot of volume here today. We sell one for fun. Where's 35 on the chart? 35 is way down here. Just remember, this is March expiration, so it could most certainly get there. You have this over the very long term, this ascending trend line, low, lower low, low, higher low, another higher low. It could continue up. Let's sell one, just for fun, okay? And this won't be a spread, this will just be the straight output, okay? So I'm going to sell one March expiration of the 35 put. Credit will go for the 33. Very liquid on this one, 2-cent spread. That's very good. So if I do get into trouble, I can roll this one, okay? Receive a credit of $33. Preview this. You need $3,500 to make it cash secured, okay? Receive a credit of $33. Sell one March put, 33 limit open. Go ahead and send that out. Oh boy. So if this one gets filled, we'll set a buy to close, the limit debit, good till canceled, order at $16, okay? Very good. Morgan Stanley's getting killed today. What's going on? Down 2%. It is hitting the 200-day, so maybe we'll get a bounce here tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I think that'll do it for today. Got XBI rolled, bought us some more time. Good for us. And we'll see if we get this emerging market ETF position to fill. If so, we'll follow up with it tomorrow, okay? Got a lot of positions open. This is fun. We'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks, okay? We have January expiration on Friday, so we'll keep a look at this SPY position. It's the only one for January at this point. If it doesn't roll, we'll go over that one on Friday, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Tune in every morning, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live every morning trading options. Also tell your friends who are trading to tune in as well. And we can all trade options together. Thanks so much for watching. See you all tomorrow.